And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Today is Wednesday.
Yes.
Some days I have to check myself. It is November the 21st, which means we have 12 days until the election, a little less than 2 weeks now.
Yep.
So that means we've got homecomings here locally this week. Who's having them?
Lamar and West Lauderdale. I'm not sure about anybody else, but I know.
Yeah, if you've got one, let us know.
I have one at each school.
You got to go. Yeah. I noticed my neighbor's yard got rolled, and they left 3 or 4 rolls. We need to go take advantage of that in the middle of the highway up here.
Yeah, you have to confiscate those.
Yeah, you do.
No, yeah. I've never been a big, fan. Now, when I was in high school.
That's what I'm fisting to say. I think there was rumors that you used to do it.
Oh, I rolled yards back in high school now. We'd even take a bone for the dog if they had a dog or something. We'd take something to throw for the dog so they wouldn't bark at us and stuff. But
so you were like an expert roller.
We were experts.
Could you go over the whole house with one chunk?
No, but now up in a tree. But there was several times we got caught though. But it was people that we knew and they didn't care. But now as I've gotten to be an adult, though, I don't like my yard being rolled.
Really?
Because I have to clean it. When my girls were in school,
yeah, I
always got left to clean it up.
Well, you got a husband now. Say thank you, Scotty Ray.
Look, yes, thank you, Scotty Ray. Yeah. But
look, why don't you? Because I know churches used to do it. Now with the pandemic, they're probably not. But why don't you sell rolling insurance to where you go clean it up for a small fee? Yeah. You'll clean up somebody's yard. How about that?
Look, people, when it gets thrown up, we have these pine trees that I would love to cut down just for that reason. Because when we used to get rolled, they would be up in the tops of those pine trees.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't get it out. And people would say, "Oh, just burn it." No, I would be the one to set the whole woods on fire. Because they'd say, "Oh, it just burns the paper." No, mine wouldn't. Yeah, I'd set everything on fire probably, so no, that ain't going there.
But if you can't get it out of a limb, you do take a lighter to it and let it just go up the tree.
But what do you do when the rest of the tree goes up in flame?
It goes out.
Mine would not go out. Mine would look like I'd shot gas on it, okay? I know it would.
I had some trees cut last weekend in Scuba, and I got another one. I'm going to video it and let you see how. It's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not trustworthy with a chainsaw. I had one cut about yay far from my house. And
really?
It's perfect flop.
Oh, gosh.
I respect those guys that do that.
Yeah, because it's a very tedious thing. I've watched people, do it and stuff. But yeah, I'd love to get them cut down because it's an eyesore when you get rolled and it's just streaming. It looks like snow.
What scares me, and I will never, if you'll notice where I live now, ain't no trees because everywhere I've ever lived, a tornado come up.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, when, what was that storm, Katrina come through, I learned get away from pine trees.
Oh, yeah. When the ice storm hit, we had a bunch of limbs popping off and stuff. Thank goodness we didn't have one years ago that hit we lived in a single wide trailer at that time, and the place across the road from us had an antique Mustang sitting out there.
Flattened.
Yeah, a pine just toppled over right on top of it.
So now, as we get into November again, this is our next round of severe weather. Is always tornadoes in November. If you want to get a tree cut before then, now might be the time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
make sure everything's insured.
That's right. Yeah, get your insurance up to date. Up and coming, we're going to give you the local headlines and also some headlines from around the country. We'll tell you what's going on with that. But weather's next with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Well, if you've been to the Lauderdale County Farm Supply lately, they've got a lot of things going on. As we've mentioned before, great deals on mums. You can pick up on the mums on sale for $14.99 right now. The regular $22.99. A great bargain on that. Look at those. Gorgeous. Go by and check it out. And all the fruit trees, they have a lot there in the nursery that help you out. Plenty of clothes and T-shirts to choose from if you're looking for a new jacket. If you're looking for a new set of bib overalls, they've got those as well. Boots galore. If you're looking for a work boot, one of the most comfortable ones ever made, that's the Georgia. Or if you happen to be looking for a great boot to keep your feet dry during the winter, they've got those as well. Go by and see that selection. When it comes to deer season, we're stocked up on this at the co-op. Anything that you may be looking for, Ameristep, one of the greatest little pop-up tents that are handy, lightweight, in and out of the woods. If you're looking for scents, if you're looking for Tinks 99, they've got all of that for you here at the co-op. You can drop in and see that, and of course, anything that might deal with that. When it comes to feeding your deer, well, they've got all types of different feeders that you can choose from. Of course, the Moultrie. This is the new one they've got with the built-in varmint guard. They've got others that you can choose that are just the plain regular ones, or you can get the old traditional type feeders. They've got those. Go by and see those and show you around. You'll like them. And of course, when it comes to deer attractants, everybody's got these.
the sugar beet crush. That's some of the best results you can get. Plus, these on the left here are the power station that you can hang from a limb that deer come up and lick and get you a lot of pictures. The heaters, they've got these to keep you warm during that. I know right now it's warm, but later on it'll pay off. To salt licks, plenty of those to choose from. Molasses, if you're looking for sweet corn, the smell. Deer cameras, flashlights. You've got them from SD cards to the automatic ones that come to your phone. And of course, for those getting everything fixed up for planting, you got a late run on this. They've got that for you. Food plots. This is the fall seed mix there. That's the Buckbusters, along with the Southern Buck blend. A lot mixed in with that. And of course, you can always have your triple wheat. You can also get oats and your ryegrass. You can mix it yourself. Do it that way. And taking care of those farm animals, we got that for you. Horse and cattle feed. It's a lot to choose from when you go to the co-op, including a great gun department. See that today, along with ammunition, anything that you might be looking for. That's exit 151 off the interstate. A great place to go by and see them today, and they'll save you some money on whatever the case is that you're looking for. That's the co-op. Ron and his friendly staff there. They'll help you out. Well, as the morning comes, we turn to our weather, brought to you by EMEPA. And as we get ready for this morning, don't forget this month is fall severe weather preparedness week. As we get ready for that, usually a set of storms come through during November and December. We want you to be prepared for what's coming up. Lots to think about with that. As we start looking at today, the National Weather Service tells us dense fog will mainly be to the south of us, but I was out before daylight here at my home, and there was some light fog creeping up. So no matter if you live here, if you're down here in Jones County, we had a little bit here this morning. It's not as thick as it is to the south of us, but keep it in mind. As we start looking at the hurricane, now this is just really not going to bother us whatsoever. It is going to start to dissipate now and wind down, keeping away from us. Epsilon. Yeah, I didn't say that right, did I? Yeah, that's okay though. But it's not a threat to us in our area here at the Gulf of Mexico, so that's great news. And it looks like it'll pretty much stay out here to itself and stay to the east of Bermuda. That's what we're hoping. As we start looking at temperatures, we'll start seeing it cool down over the next little bit. We're right on that line there because it's been warm this week. As we look at storm predictions, not anything for our area. We'll go into a closer look at that here in just a moment on radar. So that's the outlook. Now, what does the forecast call for today? Sunshine in 85 is what we'll get. So it'll be warm, that's for sure. As we move into tonight, a clear sky and 64. By tomorrow, it'll be sunshine and 85 is what that high will be. We move into Thursday night, a partly cloudy sky, and we have a low right around 65. So we've got a lot of great weather this week. Now, we've been asked a lot about what's going on with our next chance of rain. It looks as though Friday is going to be our chance of rain. That's when it comes in. We'll have a, 50% chance of rain. Wow. Sunshine is on the way after that, but our high on Friday is going to be 83. So that's where we are with our weather of getting our first chance of rain. Slight chance of rain comes Saturday. So not as bad as you would think. We'll get 2 days worth of possibly some showers there. So we're excited about that. That's how it kind of looks this morning on weather. So we'll be back in just a little bit to update you on what happens for our extended forecast and all that good stuff, and take a closer look at radar. That's on the way here with Scotty Ray's weather. Some days I just can't get that out, can I? That's all on the way here, coming up with Scotty Ray's weather.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday, October the 21st, and we've got headlines ahead. And Scotty Ray?
Talk to me.
What do we got on the headlines?
Well, we got a few things going on. One-term Tate is back in the news once again today. As we turn to our governor, I just love saying that.
That's your favorite line.
Well, because everywhere I go, and I kid you not, I have not been to a place that his name hadn't been brought up. Say he better enjoy it because he's going to be packing.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about him because at first I was like, oh, he's doing a great job, and
No, I can't say that.
the flag
It done him
me.
in.
It burnt me.
Well, it wasn't the fact that it was changed. He lied.
Yeah, he did.
He's a liar.
Yeah, to me, that was not right. And then here we all walking around in these masks and stuff, and then when he's shown in Washington smiling for the camera,
Well,
no mask.
Where did you go to that other governor's convention or a governor?
I don't know. It was
another state that he went to to raise money for another guy running for governor. And
and he was not wearing a mask there either.
Right.
So, yeah, so, I mean,
So
it's
let's
just,
all together say it one more time. One term, Tate. But Tate has released 9 counties that are under a mask mandate now. That's Chickasaw, Claiborne, DeSoto, Forest, Etowah, Jackson, Lamar, Lee, and the closest to us would be Neshoba County. Neshoba County has really caught it on this thing all along.
Yeah, they have. That's what I was just telling somebody. I was like, it seems like the cases have stayed up in Neshoba County. I don't know why that is, but
now, and there's still a lot of folks still getting sick with this thing. We're not over this thing yet. We're not going to be, but we are trying to get America rolling again and back. I wish I had the answers to tell you.
Yeah, I've heard of so many people too passing away, that people that we know and people who are in the hospital that we know, and just want to send prayers out to all of them and their families, because it has to be a very hard thing to go to, especially when you can't go be with them.
Yeah, you can't see them.
And that is the hardest thing, and I don't quite understand that. I mean, on one hand I do, to where they don't want you spreading it if you come in there, but
it's your loved one.
These workers are in there with them, and they go out in the public.
That's correct.
The thought of one of my loved ones being in there by themselves.
This whole COVID thing, after this is over and done and is analyzed and they find out what the real truth is, it'll be a whole different story. And of course, this has been kind of like the kryptonite to Trump during this election, this thing.
Yeah.
And which that's what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So we'll learn more, and we will know in 12 days whether or not that was the kryptonite or not. That didn't make sense, but you know what I meant. I got all tongue twisted.
We'll know in 12 days. Well, we say we will. We might not know for a little while who won, actually, I just hope it doesn't drag out.
Oh, you remember the
for
Chads?
Days and weeks, and the hanging Chads.
I don't remember the year, but golly, I remember that.
I do too. It was like, oh my gosh, they running in the ground. I mean.
That was the year Al Gore had to concede, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, Al.
I hope it doesn't drag out like that.
Mr. Climate Control there. As we move to our next story, and I did not realize that this was a close race, but some of the people are saying that this is a tighter race than you really realize. I'm tongue-tied this morning. Don't count out Mike Espy, they say. This is just not a race that's brought up at the Coke machine when you stop to buy a drink or somebody calls you. You don't talk about this one.
Yeah. I was listening to her a little bit today, and when I was listening, I thought that, I don't know who the senator is, the blonde-haired lady.
It's not Terry C.
She's from Tennessee.
Oh.
That was representing. They sound so much alike. I thought that's who I was listening to on the radio.
That's the one that Taylor Swift was so against, and I can't remember her name, but she got out and campaigned against her.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Taylor. She needs to stay at home. She never was country, and you know that as much as I do.
Yeah, she started out like trying to be, I think.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
She acted like it was, but when I hear Tim McGraw, I can remember hearing that song going, I can't play this.
Yeah, it was an odd song to me.
I hung on to the last minute before, but a lot of people enjoy that type of music. But again, let me say, it ain't country.
I'm ready for somebody to start out country and stay strictly country.
The only guy I know like that's current is that Luke Combs guy. The rest of them are make-believes.
Yeah.
Even some of the older ones that are trying to be hip, trying to hang on, are doing that, whatever it is.
Let me just say that rap in the middle of a country song should never go there.
No.
That's two things, country and rap should never mix. I'm sorry.
But, I can remember back in 1990, and I know that's been a long time ago.
Oh, hush. I graduated in 92.
I graduated in 87, and I remember being at the radio station that night. The new music came in, and you could experiment. I started out overnight and getting the Kentucky Headhunters, and it was like, what are these boys doing to Blue Moon of Kentucky? And Walk Softly on This Heart of Mine. That was way different.
I saw them. I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was in Montgomery, Alabama, maybe.
They were there.
Yeah, I saw them. It was a George Jones concert.
Yeah, that goes well with George, doesn't it?
Well, I think they opened for him.
Yeah.
And then he got come out on the stage and sang maybe 5 minutes and got aggravated because the sound wasn't just like he wanted it.
And he left.
Kicked the speaker and said, "I'm done." And like we were like, "What?" I mean, we could drive all that way.
Well,
so they finished the thing. He left.
But that's why they called him No Show Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, he stood up to what he believed in.
We were aggravated. I mean,
I
that
bet
was
so.
that was saying a.
He
That's
might have
saying
got
it lightly.
arrested in Jackson, Mississippi.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
he
he
might
did.
have left on a tractor. Okay.
But, that's a little bit of country music tidbits there. And then along came, I Want to Talk About Me with Toby Keith, and that just really made me go, rap.
Yeah.
As we move on to our next story, sorry about that, I had to get that out. This is just sad beyond measure. Now, do you ever go walking? And I'm not saying that you need to go walking. I'm just asking, do you? Did that sound okay?
Speaking, I do need to walk.
I didn't
but
say
yeah,
it, though.
I really did used to try to walk, and I mean, I like to go walking and stuff. I mean, it's relaxing. I just don't ever have time.
Right.
But I can kind of sympathize with the dog situation because, like, we had a bunch of dogs in our area, and that was one of the reasons I quit walking is because they would all like come right up and growl and bark, and it just scared me. I mean,
And that's what happened to this mom
So-
here. She was out walking. 5 dogs surrounded her and killed her. She was found a few minutes later, but it was too late. Now, this is a little town. If Birmingham is sitting here, Tupelo is here. It's to the northwest of Birmingham, in between there and Tupelo, if you were cutting across.
That's
Small
awful.
town, not very big. It's awful, just sad. So keep that family in your. Can you imagine?
That's awful. And
Right.
whoever owns those dogs, I mean, they can be prosecuted.
Yeah, and there's one guy that admitted, hey, 2 of them are mine. They're looking for the owner of the other 3. But there's 4 children right now without a mom.
That's awful. That's so
Horrible.
sad.
So if you go
sad.
walking, I remember as a kid, I always carry a stick, and it doesn't hurt to drive a nail in the end of it to
Or
protect
pepper
your-
spray. I
anything.
mean, yeah.
Or better yet, a pistol. You get
Yeah.
attacked.
I took a taser just because it made this popping noise, and I
Right.
thought it might scare them, But I've heard of people taking pepper spray or bear spray or,
I never heard of bear spray.
like when you take it when you go to the mountain. Like they make a thing called bear spray.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is news to me.
So that's what I've heard. You can use something like that. But that is awful, though. It's horrible.
Do they have anything when a date goes bad? Spray for that?
They might.
What do they call that?
might. I mean, I don't know.
I'm trying to come up with a Jeff Foxworthy thing here.
I don't know. They ought to, I guess.
What was that thing that he said years ago? And I was the first time I heard it, I had a cup of coffee in my mouth and I literally spit it out when he said, if somebody yells, "Hold out," and your girlfriend hits the floor,
Oh,
you might be a
my Lord.
redneck. And I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard.
We listened to him one time. I had him on a DVD or something. I mean, not a DVD, but a CD in the car. Listening to him on a trip one time. I mean, I just laughed the whole way. I love listening to
He was, and he moved out of Atlanta a few months back, sold everything. He's out of there.
I'll tell you another funny one, but he's got like kind of a he
Vulgar?
you'd have to bleep it if you had it. Yeah, Rodney Carrington.
Yeah, you would have to like bleep, bleep.
But he's very
bleep, bleep.
funny. He's very funny.
Now, the thing was funny, I heard him talking about staying at Toby Keith's house. I don't know if you've heard that, but that is hilarious.
No, I've always, like he was talking about his wife had her, women as they get older, their midsection tends to get a little chubby. So he was calling it her pouch. Said she had a pouch like a kangaroo.
Oh, my gosh.
That was funny. He is hilarious,
But yeah, bleep.
don't watch
is
it with the kids or
never,
don't listen to it with the
Never.
kids.
As we go to our next story, and this is one of those to where I didn't really know he had a son because I hadn't kept up with him since the Electric Horseman. Robert Redford's son has passed away from liver cancer. He was 58 years old. I think he was some form of a climate activist type
really?
guy that climate control. What's that big thing they always complain about?
Climate change.
Yeah,
or-
climate change. He was big into that, from what I understand. But
He
look
looks. I mean, he's
at they
kinda,
favor.
Yeah, they
But
do.
look at Robert
Robert's kind of.
He's aged.
How old is he now? I
in his
wonder?
80s. I think 80, somewhere between 81 and 84. But as you can tell, he's he
Yeah.
ain't what he used to be.
You can tell he colors his hair, obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kenny
But-
Rogers outdone him. He didn't have a wrinkle when he passed away.
Yeah. Oh.
He
no,
was still grinning, as a matter of fact, when they closed the coffin.
Yeah.
And
Great.
I'm not being ugly.
Yeah. There's several stars, country
There's-
music stars, or that I'm like, why did they do that?
Just grow old like the rest of us.
Have you seen like what is her name?
Reba?
No,
Because hers is a pretty good surgeon.
Melanie Griffith.
I've heard the name,
Melanie
but
Griffith?
I couldn't identify her in a lineup.
I think that's her name. But I mean, stars. I don't know why they just don't grow
But
gracefully.
who has the best plastic surgeon around? And bar none, is probably the best ever made. That's Dolly Parton.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, whoever she's using, they're good.
She's so pretty.
I know,
she's
'cause she
just-
looks just like she did.
She just looks timeless. I mean, she just.
Tell you,
doesn't
whoever
like
that
she
cat
ages
is,
at all.
he earns his money.
Yeah.
As we go to our next story, this is one of those things, and this is PG version of what went on here. A CNN legal analyst, and he's also a writer for the New York Magazine, has been suspended indefinitely from the magazine, and he took time off from CNN, which they've suspended him altogether because of, well, he exposed himself. And it wasn't just exposing, he was doing other things while on a video Zoom chat with these people.
Well, he claims that the camera had gone off and he did not realize there were still people like watching him, because I guess maybe he couldn't see them. He didn't realize there was still people watching.
How do you go from one thing you're doing here, talking to a group of people,
Right,
to that?
right.
I'm
That's just sick. So.
Scary. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that at that. That's enough about that. Horrible news here in Manhattan is a 13-year-old boy at 7 a.m., I believe this happened on Monday, fell off the balcony, was doing homework, and somehow or another sat on the ledge and fell off. Horrible. Passed away.
So 13, I mean, how many stories? Like 20.
20 floors,
stories.
but he was a 13-year-old kid.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And, we brought that up a minute ago when we were talking before we went on air. What's his name's son? Eric Clapton. But it was a child that fell.
Yeah, a small child. I mean, you hear about, and I was always so scared of that. Like if you went and rented a condo that was way up high or something.
That I could outdo you.
What?
Because I'm the chicken with heights.
Oh, I hate height. We've talked about that before. I hate heights too, and I was a nervous wreck because kids they don't have that fear.
Right.
Like I don't know why but they'll scoot a table or a chair or something up to the edge to look over, and then it's just scary.
Rock City told me to go ahead and plan my vacation somewhere else. Don't worry about coming back.
Oh really? Rock City.
Yeah, because that's high. Have you been up there?
Yeah, I've been there where
That
you stand
ledge.
under the big rock. That
Yeah,
looks
and
like
it's got that little ledge, and Dylan was like 2 trying to fall off, and I might have had a fit.
Oh gosh.
I had a meltdown. I'm telling you, them heights, I get freaked.
I don't like them either.
I was glued to that rock.
I mean, I lose. Like if I climbed up really high, I don't know how I'd get down.
Well,
I would just lay down.
I have I can't walk a straight line, and I weeble wobble. Like if I get pulled over to test for DUI, I'm gonna fail that walking test because I can't do it. But I have something with my balance off. I don't know, but I can look at a tall building and get dizzy.
Wait,
No kidding.
Yeah, just like those long. What do you call
Bridges?
those bridges that have just like ropes?
Swinging bridges.
Yeah.
Ain't made for me.
They'd have to drug me and drag me across. Knock me out and just drag me across.
You're like BA from the A-Team.
Yeah. They would. I'm serious. Like if you had to get me from one side to the other, just knock me out.
What was
and
that, Romancing
drag
the
me on
Stone? Was that the one? Oh, Indiana Jones, where they always cut the rope and it's going down, you're holding on. Not for me.
But that's the crazy thing. Like I couldn't walk across something like that, but I could probably get on a zip line and go flying and it wouldn't bother me.
That is odd.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
I don't know. I just, if I knew I was like attached to something and I was holding on and I could just slide, I'd probably enjoy that. But
Not me. As we move to our next story of what's going on, and we got 2 different versions of this going on, and either side is not great. But a New Hampshire homeowner was threatened, and this is the letter that they got in their mailbox that says, "Dear neighbor, you have been identified by our group as being a Trump supporter. Your address has been added to our database as a target when we attack should Trump not concede the election. We recommend that you check your home insurance policy and make that it's current and that it is adequate coverage for fire damage. You have been given fair warning." Now, what do you think about that?
I think it's crazy. But I think I would probably have a big old sign made up. Dear neighbor.
But it was 2
Little
people that
something
got
over there.
that.
Yeah, I saw that on. I think it was Facebook or something I was looking
Right.
at.
And, I don't hear a lot about big Biden signs. I've heard one about a farmer doing it in his field. Now, it may have been in Mississippi that he done that. Here's another one, and you got, as we all have seen the Trump parades, of people put the flags in the truck. Anyway, these two old boys are going down the road. They have a Trump flag in the back of their truck. He's in the yard with his Biden, and they blow the horn at him. He picks up his gun, shoots at him. Why?
I don't understand it. I think it's crazy to me.
As the old saying, can't we agree to disagree?
Yeah, and like I said, I think either way, if Trump wins, I think it's going to be a craziness, afterwards. If Biden wins, I think it's going to be crazy afterwards. It's going to be a mess.
It is. In closing, I bring this up because he hadn't been in the news lately, but it was beginning of that Me Too movement, if you'll remember. And of course, he was wrong for what he done. It was hid for years. Executives done this. It's done in the music industry. It's done in the movie business. It's done in every line of work to get to the top. And we bring up Bill Cosby. This is what he looked like when he went to prison. This is him this week. This comes from TMZ, where they got the picture of his mugshot. Online, some are saying he needs to be let out because he's old and looks bad, while others are saying no, he deserves every bit of what he got of what he done to those women.
Yeah.
And he does look rough. That's all I can say about that.
Looks like he ain't had a haircut.
Yeah, it's been rough up in there.
But I remember that was so dead because I grew up watching him.
The Cosbys, and of
And
course
then
he done the
watched him
Jello
with
as we were kids.
the Jello pudding pops and what else?
He even
the
tried
kids
it.
say the darndest things.
Yeah.
He did
I
that.
think he tried to even take away James Garner's job one time there with the Polaroid One Step. I'm
Oh,
just
really?
saying.
Oh, really? Well,
It's sad
it's
for a hero.
It's disheartening. I mean, you see somebody you just
look
look
up
at
to
him.
him.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I always thought of him as such a good father figure on TV when
He
he was
come
in the
off as that.
Cosbys and all that. It just makes you kind of sick.
So that's where he is today. With that other guy, the Harvey Weinstein, I think he is probably the lowest low that ever breathed a breath.
I was reading something about all that, and I didn't realize that he had that Harvey Weinstein.
Weinstein.
I didn't realize that he had like a major crush on Jennifer Aniston. Did you see that?
No, I didn't know that.
And that he had even made the comment that he wanted her dead. Did you?
No,
see
I didn't
that?
see that.
I didn't either, but yeah, he
He's
had like
freak.
a real major crush on her, and I think she was one of the ones that maybe
He tried.
come forward to said that he had tried something. I don't know, but.
Then you got that freak Jeffrey that, and then
Epstein.
and then this trial has not started yet of his right hand woman, and these names that are out there.
Yeah.
And we'll see if any of that goes public.
Well, I've heard just from what I've read,
It's
a
some
lot
high
of
names.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But that's where it is. Well, Candace, we've had a pretty good time this morning.
We have.
We invite you back. We do this every weekday morning. If you'll join us, when the weather turns bad, we'll go live and cover you street by street when the weather gets rough. But every morning, we'll be here to tell you about what's going on in and around the community and maybe some hair tips from Candace.
Yeah. If anybody ever needs to know anything, just send me a message.
She'll take care of you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up, we'll take a look at your extended forecast next with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Well, we go back to Collinsville, to the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, and some great savings that start today and will run through next Tuesday. You can get yellow onions, a 3-pound bag, for $1 this week, along with bacon potatoes, 39 cents. You can get those sweet potatoes for 59 cents a pound. Those are always good. Here, a lot of pies are made from that. Also, you can take advantage of the 5-pound bag of cornmeal for $1.59, as well as the flour, $1.59. Again, those are the 5-pound bags. You can also take advantage of the saltine crackers, 89 cents for that 1-pound box. Those are good too. Coca-Cola products this week, you can get 4 of those for $9, the 6-pack there, along with the Mosby sausage, 5-pound package for $16.99. I'm telling you, I am such a fan of sausage. I love it. I could almost cook that every day. Also, you can get the Boston pork butts there for $1.19 a pound. And also, let's see what else we've got here. We've got some boneless pork loin for $1.39 a pound. That's tender. Always is when it's done just right. If you're a big fan of ice cream, you can get the Mayfield 48-ounce package there, 2 for $5. Drinking water, still, you can get 4 of these, the 24-pack, for $10. You can get all of that and a whole lot more at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Drop in and see Joe. He'll make you a deal. Friendly staff, one of the cleanest stores and greatest meat departments you'll ever run across. Well,
as I got radar, if you noticed a while ago, I was a little thrown off. We've got radar going now. I couldn't get it to work right. But we go back to weather this morning. It is all clear. Now, again, south of us is a little bit of where they say that the fog will get thicker down in this area here. There is a little bit here this morning. I've seen it in my yard. I was out earlier this morning for daylight, so it'll be patches that you could go through. It's deemed as dense fog. So keep that in mind as we go there. As we look at the storm prediction for the day, let me pull this down where we can look at that. I didn't do that a while ago. This is going to be mainly Kansas City through Missouri up through New York and Vermont. You don't hear about Vermont much, do you? As we go to the south of us, from Georgia all the way down to Miami, chances of thunderstorms today. And from San Antonio to Houston down to the Mexico line there's a chance of it this morning. Now, our area, again, we've been blessed the last couple of weeks on great weather in our area. Today follows up with sunshine. It will be warm, no doubt, with a high of 85 down to 64 tonight. Thursday, we look for a high of 85, almost a carbon copy of today. But as we get to Friday, our first chance of rain in quite some time now, 50% chance, mainly in the afternoon, about 1 o'clock thereafter with sunshine. High is going to be 83 on Friday. And then we do have a 20% chance of rain coming up on Saturday. So it's not a big chance on Saturday, but it is a chance nonetheless of us getting a little bit of rain on that. So as we go back and we pull up and find out what we're going to have for the extended forecast, we come across here and we look past Friday there into Saturday, 0% chance on Sunday, slight chances of rain on Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll, from Tuesday, start seeing those temperatures start to decline. And we'll have some 60-degree weather in between there and next Friday. So that's good. That last week of October is going to be cool as we head into October. That's the good news that I've got this morning. So looking pretty good for us. No thunderstorms or anything like that really lined up. We just got rain coming on Friday. So keep your fingers crossed that we get a little bit, because it is dry outside, and we do need that to dampen everything and get all these green patches. Everybody's dumped a lot of money and seed in, a little damp there so it'll grow. So let's hope that happens. Another great thing that I need to bring up this morning is our friends out at, of course, out at Freeman Tractor. If you hadn't dropped in and see Steve lately, drop in and see him. Keith's at the counter. He's going to help you out as well from lawnmowers. Maybe you need a new one this year. You've been thinking about it. Go by and take a look at it. Take a little run around there. See how you like that compared to what you've got. If you need to have yours worked on, see them. They've got a great shop there to take care of you. If you do it yourself, you do your blades, your lawnmowers, filters, they do all that for you there at Freeman Tractor, including this complete line of LS tractors. They're big, they're ready, cab and air. You can also get any horsepower that you might be looking for with the four-wheel drive, with the buckets. And now, as we get into all these different parts that they offer there, from bush hogs, 5-6 foot bat wing, that's one of the handiest things, cuts your time down when you're out there in a big field. We'll take care of you on all of your discs if you're looking for a blade. Look at that, of course. Forks, hay forks to a regular fork to pick up things around the house, the farm, whatever your calls may be. They've got that for you. Now, the Benchy is one of the lines that they've added this year to Freeman Tractor. Of course, this is made in Texas. 0% for 60 months. See them about that now. This is big. It's great. You can get cab, air conditioner, windshield wipers, all of this here to keep you cozy when it's cold or wet outside or hot. Whatever the case is, they got that all in one package there for you. Drop by and see Steve. He'll get you one ordered up and get you one on the way. They've got others to choose from on the lot right now, 550 and up sizes, any color that you're looking for, from tan to green, the racing bikes, the camouflage, they've got those, the white, whatever the color is you like, they've got it for you there at Freeman Tractor. Take that short drive out and visit with them today, see what's going on. You'll get caught up on all the news in the community there. Somebody will come in, you know. Always happens. And again, I want to say thanks for joining me this morning. It's been a pleasure. Nice weather today, sunshine and 85 as we kind of close out that weather section of what's going on with it. So that's where we are on that. And again, we'll be back should the weather break out and be on top of it for you.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by